There were plenty of times in school where I was bored with zero work to do. So I spent most of my time on a website called scratch.edu. And with a name like that, you'd assume it'd be used for parents and teachers alike to teach the joy of coding. But it was actually a place to play games made by gamers. I had a rough understanding of game development at the time, which was very impressive since I was just the impressionable age of a 12-year-old middle schooler, which is why one free afternoon I thought I'd try this game development thing for myself, and made the award-winning game of a square that could move and shoot. This right here would go on to shape the rest of my middle school life. From there, I made many amazing games, such as 2 dialogue options, 1 person, or even click this button to play a totally copywritten song. I might have been smart enough to figure out game development as a little squirt, but if you think I knew anything about copyright, then you'd be dead wrong. 2 games that I enjoyed as a kid were Ori and the Blind Forest and Just Shapes and Beats. So I wanted to try my hand at making these games in Scratch from scratch. And as a cherry on top, no one else was silly enough to attempt this. So without thinking why that would be the case, I had begun working on these games. I even got pretty far too. Made some decent movement code, decent enough to share the games with the rest of the world, and when I opened Scratch the next day, I found that I got banned on Scratch. What's weird though is that one of my friends had also got banned on Scratch recently, and within the ban reason, it mentioned that my friend got banned with no other context. It was basically just, "You're banned, deal with it," which was surprisingly effective because I never went on Scratch again after that. But Kale, why didn't you just make another account? Well, my dear viewer, I have a very complicated answer for that very question. I simply didn't feel like it. And my stool went on a banning spree of their own, finding any website with the word fun in it and banning them. You see, the computers we used were actually stool-issued Chromebooks that the stool had complete control over. They even banned YouTube for a time, which turned out to be a pretty big mistake for students and teachers alike. However, all the coding experience I gained from Scratch wasn't completely wasted. Skipping a couple years going into high school, I started to take coding classes, using the incredibly generic languages of JavaScript and Python. I was pretty good at these classes too, often finishing my assignments well before anyone else did. And in my last year of coding, I finished my final halfway through the school year, which led to the teacher of said class liking me quite a lot, giving me significantly more freedom than I'd have otherwise. That freedom would eventually allow me to go on Scratch again because my teacher would personally unban random sites for me at my request. And if you were to ask me about it now, Scratch isn't that good of a development engine. It's always been a way for kids to gauge their interest in game development or coding in general. And it worked. I became interested in development because of Scratch. I don't know if I'd say I'm interested enough to make a career out of it, but I still had fun. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day.